So you all might be well aware, like yesterday we had a demonstration class. We just have come up with a few basic things to begin with our first topic, that is C#.NET, right? I'll just open yesterday's document, what we have discussed in the introduction. Yes, this was last class, demonstration class. We didn't start any topic. It was just the things that we have covered is about introduction part. Okay. Right. You can collect the video from the management. You can go through that introduction class. Today is actually our first session on C#.NET. Okay. Coming to this subject. Yeah, go ahead. What is the difference between framework and libraries? Okay. Okay. So here, yesterday's session, this was a word we have discussed. Two terms actually I discussed last session. I said that those are the two important terms. As a .NET programmer, you need to be clear. I said one is about what platform? Second is what? Framework. Two things. Now, here, framework is what? We got few ready-made classes and interfaces which Microsoft provides through .NET framework. Using those ready-made classes interfaces, we just need to develop our applications. In short, you can say that because of framework, because of framework, programmers around 70% efforts are reduced. 60 to 70, better you call, 60 to 70% efforts are reduced because of those classes and what? Interfaces. Only point left is apply your logic and complete your requirement in the project. That is framework. Right? As far as .NET is concerned, right, we are going to learn about something called class library. We are going to learn class library. And that class library will be one project that which we are going to create in C#.NET. And that class library generates something called DLL. It generates what? DLL, Dynamic Link Library. DLL you call. Right? And not that it only customized. No, even .NET provides built-in libraries. Built-in libraries. Okay? Built-in libraries are there. Even user-defined libraries can also create. The major advantage is that libraries will have reusability. The two accurate reusability you are going to achieve through what? Libraries. Okay. Is it clear, Shirisha? You have still anything to ask? Go ahead, please. If something is confusing, also no issues. Please, you can raise your doubt again. No problem. Clear? That's fine then. And yesterday, you remember, we discussed about platform. Platform. Yesterday's class. I'll just open that architecture for your easy reference. Yesterday's class, this was. Oh. Class. I'll open our architecture. This is someone's other batch architecture. It is. Yeah. This was our class architecture. Yesterday we discussed what is platform, and I clearly said not necessary. Platform should be always an example of what? Operating system. Never answer, never. Platform doesn't mean always it talks about OS. Okay, the meaning of platform changes from one application to what? Another application. And in this example, you can see hardware is platform for assembly code and operating system. And for C++, OS is operating system. For Java, JRE is platform. For .NET framework is platform. .NET code, this code, direct OS cannot understand. No, OS cannot understand direct. The only approach you have is .NET code you give to .NET framework. .NET framework will take that code to OS. OS will run that program on hardware. Okay, that was one more part. Today, we are going to learn about the first part, Visual C#.NET will come up with its introduction. Now, when you describe these terms, visual, something related to graphics. Visual refers to what? Graphics. Second, C# means belongs to C family. And when I say dot means classifier. And net, remember, two expansions we have for it. Officially, Microsoft calls net as network. Official term. User described term, network enable technology. Network enable technology. Okay, that is how we are going to describe the term. And what is dot means? Dot is classifier asset. What does it mean? What does it mean? The meaning of dot, what exactly it means? Classifier asset. No? What does it mean? Classifier in the sense, .NET has a classification of two things. What are they? Now you'll get to know. Now you'll get to know what is the meaning of classifier. Right? And what is the two? Classifier is of two kinds. One is called language. Second is called technology. Two things. Okay, it's a classifier for two things. Languages plus technologies. Technologies, languages, what will come? C#, VB, VC++, F#. They all come under languages. Then what is technology? technology will include ASP.NET. That is technology. Okay. And again, one more thing. One more thing. Each environment, when it comes to language and technology is dependent on language. Means ASP.NET, if you want to learn, compulsory, you should have knowledge of. Compulsory, I'm saying, you should have knowledge of what? Language. C#.NET or VB.NET. Any one compulsory. So keeping this concept in view, we learn what? How C# application development process starts, so that it can be applied in connecting to what? ASP.NET. Not only ASP.NET, FVC, .NET Core, everywhere this is needed. That is the reason yesterday I said that we are going to learn C#.NET in detail. Major content we cover of it. Major content. Now I describe what it is: a product of Microsoft, introduced in the year 2002 as .NET 1.0 and was developed by Anders Hillsberg. And second thing we highlight here is about C family. Under this, we classify three languages. One is C language, C++ language, C#.NET language. This was in 1972, 1982. This is 2002. C to C++, you find that we got a gap of 10 years. Between C++ to C#, there's a gap of 20 years. Another interesting thing, you could see that between C++ and C#, many other languages also got developed. Many languages. Those languages are also very much popular. But we're not talking about those languages only for a reason that because their name doesn't start with C. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I'm not saying that we talk about C, that I said only. This makes a stream of C language. This makes a stream of C family. Otherwise, between C++ and C#, many languages have been developed. One among them is Java. That was in 1992. 1992 mein Java was developed. We are not talking about Java because I mentioned it as a concept of C family. Only for that reason, I'm not talking about Java. Otherwise, between C++ and C#, I would have written Java. And not only Java, between C++ and C#, even Python has been developed. Python. That was in 1989. Python was developed. 1989. The connectivity you have, like right? Now, if you talk about especially C++, especially C++, you describe like this: C plus plus, C plus plus. What does it mean? It means, it means, it means C++ contains complete C language plus additional feature, plus additional feature. That additional feature is what? That is what you call a new programming technique has been introduced here. That is called oops. Oops. And when it comes to C#.NET, here you describe C sharp, C sharp is described as C++ plus additional feature. C++ plus additional feature. And this additional feature is APIs introduced. APIs, application program interfaces, are introduced. What do you call this? C++ plus additional feature. And you know something? When actually this name was given, when this name was given to the software, now I'll show you what actually the name given to the language. It was actually the name given to the language was in this way. In this way. It was like this: C plus 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 plus. Like this, the name of the language was given actually. C++ plus additional feature. Then we faced how to pronounce this, how to name this language. So at that time, they felt to join these lines, and it took the shape of hash. That hash is actually 4 plus symbols. C++ plus additional feature. That additional feature is APIs are introduced. Now going forward, something important we learn again is C#.NET is simple programming language, modern programming language, general purpose, plus object-oriented programming language. 4 points I highlighted in it, 4 points. Simple, modern, general purpose, plus object-oriented it is. General purpose plus what it is? Object-oriented programming language. Okay. And another important thing, another important thing, C#.NET can be used in combination of or combination with ASP.NET. ASP.NET to create what? Web applications. So with that, you might have understood that ASP.NET requires C#.NET support. ASP.NET requires what? C#.NET support. Without C#, ASP can't work. Without C#, MVC will not work. Without C#, .NET Core will not work. Somewhere or the other, C# is mandatory for this technology oriented, languages. Okay. Now, if they ask like, for C#.NET, do you have any prerequisite? Nothing. Nothing. No prerequisite for C#.NET. If you have idea about C language, then added advantage for you. There's only point I can say. Added advantage. But I don't say that to learn C# compulsory, you should have knowledge of C, C++, all this, and then only you can learn C#.NET. There is nothing of such kind. You can learn C#.NET as an independent subject. You have knowledge of C++, it would be an added advantage for you. Otherwise, no, not at all. But for ASP.NET, without C#, nothing can be done. And one more thing also I'll highlight, because this also makes sometimes, a big difference where people, especially I'm talking about freshers. See, if you have little experience in programming, then for you, there is no question of getting doubt. But if you're new to .NET, then you may have little confusion on these terms. Like, usually, this is what they ask. Like, this is what they ask. C# and C#.NET, are they same or different? Then comparison will happen. ASP and ASP.NET, are they same or different? Here answer is obviously same. Same, no difference. C# and C#.NET, both are same. Same, no doubt in it, same. ASP and ASP.NET, no, they are not same. They are different. C#, C#.NET is only a pronunciation of the term. Sometimes people attach .NET, sometimes they don't attach. Because that one is not attaching .NET to C# doesn't mean it becomes a separate subject. It's still the same, I mean. C# and C#.NET, both are same. But when it comes to ASP and ASP.NET, no, they are not same. They are different subjects. They are different technology. How are these two different? Definitely, we'll understand in detail. We will understand. Okay, but as of now, remember, because we have come up with introduction to C#.NET, for that reason I highlighted. And when you write ASP and ASP.NET, it is not writing difference. It makes lot of difference in these two. Only ASP you call as classic ASP. And ASP.NET, ASP.NET, you can say it's an extension of ASP. Whatever the disadvantages we have in classic ASP, all that ASP.NET will overcome. Okay? It's only about the terms, just I highlighted. Going forward, when you look into this, we can call C#.NET is case-sensitive language. C#.NET is compiler-based language. C#.NET is syntax-based language. Okay, syntax-based language, compiler-based language, case-sensitive language. These are general points connecting with C#. And something very interesting is C#.NET supports to develop. Just give me a second, please. Give me a second. Yeah. So C#.NET supports to develop what I'm talking about. One, console-based applications. Console-based. Here, here we discuss basic programming plus major part, OOPS. In depth, we'll see. You can go through the course content which I have designed for this course content. And you'll get to know of whatever we are planning to cover through that, OOPS concept. Everything you'll get to know in detail. And second, we learn desktop, or you can call window-based applications. That is what you call desktop applications. Or people also refer as GUI programming, graphical user interface. And another thing that you learn is this window-based applications, this is described in two ways. One is called control API. Second, they call drawing API. Control API, drawing API. Windows for based application. C# will support you. It's quite simple now. Am I talking about web application here? No. No, there is no web application development. Because C#.NET is not used to develop web applications. ASP.NET be used for web application development. Since it is a language, it is used to develop two types, console-based plus window-based, two types. Control API, what do you learn? Here we learn how to create button, how to create label, how to create checkbox, how to create radio button, how to create combo box, how to create text area, right? You got all these different types, you can say, different controls, etc. And in drawing API, you learn about how to draw line, how to draw arc, how to draw rectangle, how to draw ellipse, etc. Two different things, but they both are covered as a part of what window-based application. Both are covered. That's it. From my end, I'm done. You have anything that you want to ask me on it? Go ahead, please. Any questions? Any questions?
Hello. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
So how much time will it take for completion of the C# C# language?
Only C# you're looking for?
No, I'm just asking not to match with my
Yeah.
calendar. So how much time C#?
Okay.
Only
yeah.
C#.
Oh, yeah. Only for C# we planned for almost, you can say, like, it will take around 2 months.
Okay, got it.
Mm.
Rest all 1 month for the
1
ASP
month
and the
we'll
SQL
go
and
with SQL Server, basics of ASP and basics of MVC. And we'll take at least, I'm not saying, let me be quite very clear for you. I'm not saying like, because I committed for 4 months, exactly 4 months, my course may not be ended. It may, at least you keep a buffer of 15 days extra. So that, few things are there. Sometimes they put you in technical things to discuss. So based on that, you can at least have a buffer of 15, working, 15 days success. So that, .NET Core we can learn in detail.
Okay, got it.
So 1.5 months will take for .NET Core.
Yep.
So total course, you can say, actually management commits for 4 months. But I will say that it will be around, not exactly 4 months, it will be around 4.5 months. But we are done with 4.5 months.
Yep. And did you plan anything related to in the MVC? There will architecture, right? 3-tier architecture and tier
Yeah,
architecture.
those
So
all will
did
be
you?
covered. Everything you'll experience, everything.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, 3-tier architecture I'll cover in C#.NET itself.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Web API also covered, right?
Yeah, MVC may, I'll get back to you with basics of a web API. Yeah, we will. And the detailed part of web API will, however, we are going to cover in .NET Core.
Okay.
Yeah. Web API, it will be covered.
And whole .NET Core.
Yeah, that's what. Yesterday, is it the first session, Sakshi?
Yes, it's my first.
Okay. Actually, yesterday I said this point, Sakshi. This is for your reference, I'm saying.
Okay.
This is what our .NET course, what we have planned. Okay. .NET course, that would be around 4 months we planned. But as I said just now to Srinivas, that exactly 4 months may things to wind up may not be possible, since sometimes to discuss few technical things, may take little, instead of 1 session, the things may be prolonged to 2 sessions. In assumption to that, instead of 4, you can plan out for 4.5 months, we'll be completing the course. And in this .NET course, as today we started C#.NET. This is major. It means complete C#.NET we are going to study. Complete. And what is that complete? That is what yesterday I said. Again, I repeat even today. You collect the course content from the management and you can go, even you can get a clear information about it.
Okay, after completion of a course, I can apply to jobs as an experience as well, because actually I'm currently working, but I'm having support projects, so I didn't work on development part.
Okay. No problem. Definitely, my this course, whatever we have designed, and my experience definitely will help you in fetching your job in market quite very easily. You don't face much issues or much problems in even handling technical things related with .NET.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And after C#.NET, we in between C#.NET, we'll cover SQL Server.
Okay.
Not in-depth SQL Server, basics of SQL Server.
Yes.
Then we'll go with ADO.NET under C#. It's complete, major, everything. After that, we begin with basics of ASP.NET, then basics of MVC, and then .NET Core. This is major again. Everything about .NET Core we'll study. This is the plan we have for our course content.
And one more question.
Yeah.
When we covered in the SQL, like, was there any possibility to cover the SPs as well, stored procedures?
Yeah, it will be. It will be. Yeah, no. It will be because it's a part of T-SQL. Definitely, I'll cover because stored procedures we require. Especially when you want to handle it in C#.NET, whether you're working with entity framework or you're working with the connected model or you're working with disconnected model. All the three technologies I'll be using the stored procedures concept. So definitely you require to have a detailed knowledge even about what SQL server. But point is, everything to discuss about SQL Server or detailed things about SQL Server in the session, that may put us in trouble. So what I planned is, we'll just cover whatever are important areas of SQL Server, what is needed in C#.NET, those things I'll highlight.
Got it. And one more last question.
And one more point also. One second, Srinivas. After that, you continue.
Sorry.
Another point I'll say. If you are interested to continue with SQL Server, if you are interested to get into SQL Server parallel to our C#.NET, instead of waiting till I complete all the important topics of C#, then I begin with SQL Server, that goes little lengthy process. So in between, if any of my batches are starting for SQL Server, exclusive SQL Server course, a day before, I'll let you know in the session. If timings are feasible for you, you can parallelly start attending sessions of SQL Server as well.
Got it. Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Or go ahead.
So in the .NET Core, the main motto is to be, create a REST APIs, right? So on that part, you're planning to touch any Dapper kind of a thing where it's actually more using in the market standards, right? Currently, Dapper for connection.
Actually, what I planned is when I talk about basics of MVC, so in that basics of MVC, I'll just show you how we make our application development using MVC, and I'll touch few things of web API there. Few things. Detailed web API, including whatever the other things connecting to that web API we have. Those all things in details, because I said like .NET Core will be our major content to study. So at that time, you can see right? You can experience like what that, how is it web API will be helpful in .NET Core in developing your applications.
Correct. No, I do. No, I hold. I've been into the full stack development with the Node.js, like JavaScript framework. So
Okay,
I just wanted to switch back to the. And I really totally almost 7+ into the JS and all, like any framework in the JS. But
okay.
I thought, why can't I add this stack into my profile? So
yeah.
I had a touch basis. When we are working as a full stack, we
Obviously,
need to integrate the
I
REST API
understand.
of .NET
Yeah.
as well. So I had a touch basis with the REST all as well. But
Uh,
to get to know before what you're planning, so accordingly I will plan the leftover parts.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
That's it for me.
Okay. This is what we have a plan to go with our course, that which is connected with the C# .NET. Okay. Any more questions that you would like to ask me on this? Go ahead, please. Advantages of .NET over Java. Now, one feature I'll add here. .NET application development is much easier and faster than Java. Second, you can say .NET provides many built-in components for development, whereas in Java, we have to mostly use third-party tools or components. .NET from the beginning, they made available with things with what? And second thing that you find is .NET is pure OOPS language. OOPS language. Whereas Java is not pure OOPS language. It means some concepts of OOPS which are supported by .NET, especially I'm talking about C#, .NET, those things Java doesn't support. So exactly my point is to justify what this is all about. What this is all about. You have to wait till I start OOPS concepts in our sessions. So whenever I start object-oriented programming on the day with architecture, with simple approach, I'll explain you why I said this point of pure OOPS and not pure OOPS language. We will study. Then features of C#.NET. Tomorrow's class, I'll begin with this. Yeah, Sakshi, is this clear for you, Sakshi? Is everything clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we work on project as well?
Sorry?
Is there any project covered?
Actually, Sakshi, I'll get back to you on this point in detail, Sakshi, tomorrow's class.
Okay.
Tomorrow will also be a demo session for you. It will be a free session for you. You attend that session. Definitely on this point, what you raised today, I'm going to talk about it in detail in my next class.
Okay.
I'll discuss, definitely.
Hello.